Hi, welcome to our special episode. Today we're going to be doing sustainability due to the fact that for the past week we've been working on our school projects and basically been doing
Being off
extracurricular activities.
timetable.
I could say. I mean, it's kind of
Being off
extracurricular.
timetable. Yeah.
Yeah, we're off timetable for now, so we're doing things like sustainability, inspiring citizens, and university counseling.
Making posters.
Yeah, making
Or
posters and university counseling. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Mm.
Unfortunately, we had to restart this 5 times, so sorry if this sounds bad, but yeah. Anyways, we have a guest today that has never appeared. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi. Wait, do I say my name or not?
Yeah. You can say your name.
Okay. Hi, I'm Davin, and I go to the same school as these guys.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I think someone should start us off with what we did this week.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
Ah, a pleasant
Alright, so
surprise.
what
Good surprise.
No, but the thing is, I don't even remember.
What do we
What
do
did we
on
do on Monday?
No, we did sustain. No, wait. You did sustainability. We don't remember.
We did this on Monday.
Yeah, we did sustain.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, we had to research, like an issue related to one of the
Sustainable
16? Is it
development
16?
goals.
Sustainable development goal.
17
sustainable development goals. And so the one that we chose was number
11.
oh gosh, help me out.
11.
Number 11.
11.
Yeah.
Sustainable
Sustainable
cities and communities.
I think it was. Wasn't it?
Sustainable cities and
Yeah.
communities.
Yeah. So and then we decided to research a more specific topic. So we decided to focus on urbanization in Seoul specifically.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Now what?
And
uh,
Tuesday.
I guess Tuesday. It was quite an interesting one.
We had inspiring citizens on Tuesdays, right?
Yeah.
No, we started with like the talk now.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
It was
Oh,
we
right.
started with talk by what was his,
What's
what's
his
his
name?
name again? By I think he was
I think he's from Netherlands. Maybe.
one sec.
I don't know. He talked about the propaganda war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A very
Oh, I know.
interesting speech about his speech. It was like his presentation on propaganda from
Yeah.
North Korea to South
From
Korea,
South
from South
Korea.
Korea to North Korea.
hmm
Yeah, and then from there we went into inspiring citizens, which is
Yeah.
basically just like learning how to be a leader and like learning the things
Learning values.
learning values and trying to like being able
Think
to associate with other
Think
people.
about things in different ways.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Then on Wednesday, we basically had 4 hours of study, and then we had a session after lunch was speak out, stay safe.
Yeah.
Okay, Thursday. Nick wasn't there. You wanna
I
do it?
wasn't there. And then Thursday, what you guys do?
We started with like another hour of sustainability where we researched more about topics to talk
Yeah.
about in this podcast.
Yeah.
And after that, we had period break, and then we had Inspire Citizens again.
Yep, Inspire Citizens. Where we didn't really repeat what we were doing. We did was it the future one?
No, the future was on
Oh, the future one.
Oh,
was
future one was
Tuesday.
on Tuesday.
the Thursday. We did like the wabi sabi philosophy.
Oh, wabi sabi philosophy, right?
And then the active listening.
Yeah, we basically just it's about capturing the beauty and like not having beauty.
Mhm.
I guess the imperfections of everything. And most students posted pictures of other students, so that really says something.
I quite liked our picture.
I did too. It was like it was a wood log that had like chips were like falling off of
This
it.
how you can actually put this in if you want. And we had some other ones which if you want to put in.
Yeah.
And Davin went on a art trip. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
yeah.
went on an art trip on Thursday and I walked 17 kilometers. And,
Wow.
oh my gosh,
Wow.
my feet hurt so much at the end of the day.
Okay.
Where'd you
Last
guys
one.
go to art museums?
Oh.
Yeah.
So first off, we walked across the Pampo Bridge, like just taking photos, and then I think we walked like across Itaewon, and then
Mhm.
to oh my god, wait, we've been to that place, Nick. We didn't go inside, but the Leo Museum.
Yeah,
we went there
you-
first,
Mhm.
and then so we spent like an hour in there, and then where did we go? Oh yeah, we took the subway to the Dongdaemun Design Plaza, like the massive spaceship
GDP.
building thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, And then after that, we went to some other art galleries like around the area. And then yeah, great. It was an okay day to be honest.
That sounds
And
fun.
yeah, it was nice to go to all the art galleries. But oh my god, it was so hot, and like I got so many more mosquito bites. Yeah.
Intense typing.
And then on Friday we just had like university counseling sessions all day.
Oh
And
yeah.
we wrote our
Oh yeah.
personal statements, essays, whatever.
We
Yeah.
played Exploding Kittens a lot.
Exploding kittens. Yeah.
During our break time, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very fun. Very much
So
fun.
it's like we each of us
10
like
would
did
recommend.
something really funny at least.
Yeah.
And did something cool.
Right. So you want to what we're supposed to do?
Yeah.
So let's talk about what our main topic was.
Sustainability and architecture. SDG number 11.
We focused mainly on urbanization, just to narrow it down.
Mhm.
Yeah, and actually, what's good is we can use examples of what we did. I think we talked about this on the podcast one time. Our Group 4 projects.
Mhm.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we can use examples of our Group 4 projects to represent like how we could affect urbanization in a positive way.
Yeah. Wait, so I think we should give like a bit of a background on Seoul first.
Okay.
So hang on, where's my notes? Hang on, I need to find my diary.
He has notes.
Yes, I
notes.
Like
actually wrote
written
down it.
notes.
This is incredible.
I
First
had,
time
like,
in close to
notes,
podcast
guys.
history.
Oh no, the last time we planned something,
Oh,
it went
shit.
it went horribly
It
wrong.
did go terribly.
So it's why we never planned anything ever again.
And he's sigh.
Sorry about that.
It's okay, Andy. We learned from our mistakes.
Okay, so it says here that Asia is urbanizing faster than Europe and North America than they did in the past, and they will continue to have the majority of the world's megacities. As for Seoul, the population of 2.4 million in 1960 grew to 10 million in 1990, and so it basically achieved high income world status within half a century. And so, yeah, so South Korea and Seoul specifically experienced rapid urbanization after the Korean War, when a high number of rural peasants left their hometowns in search of better economic opportunities.
Mm.
Yep,
Yeah.
and although like Seoul became bigger, it didn't necessarily provide better living conditions for all the residents. And so I swear I saved a document like literally outlining all of them, all the negative effects. Hang on, let me find that.
But I guess with that information, we can move on to like current how Seoul is doing currently with like human settlements. So Seoul itself, very overpopulated.
Yeah.
Isn't it one of the most like overpopulated like cities in the world?
I wouldn't say
world?
overpopulated.
Wouldn't-
It's one of the
Not in
most
the
But it's very
populated.
dense. It's
It's
very,
very
densely
dense, yeah.
populated, but I don't think
Yeah,
Dense.
it's
not
a megacity,
overpopulated.
so-
Mhm.
It just has a high population.
Yeah, it's really dense, right?
And
Yeah.
it's like I think it's growing extremely rapidly as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is
That's
it growing
also-
really rapidly? Like,
Yeah.
isn't Seoul like stage 4 in the geography time? But isn't it like stage 4 in the demographic condition model, which is like it's increasing very slowly now?
Is it?
I highly doubt that.
Okay, then maybe not.
Yeah, because it's not like I don't
So-
think it's quite achieved 10 million. I'm not
Hmm.
sure. I need to check that. Yeah.
Hmm.
So from 2006, Seoul's in Korea actually,
Mm.
households living under the minimum residential standards was 16.6% in 2006, and in 2019 it decreased by 5.3%, which is actually a pretty significant decrease if you think about it. And 5.3% is approximately 1 million households. Although that sounds a lot in the context given, it's still a lot better than 16.6%.
Also, due to rapid,
okay.
yeah, go ahead. You can go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, well, due to rapid industrialization in Seoul, the air quality has like really gotten worsened due to a lot of urbanization and rapid movement, especially because a lot more people are buying a lot of cars for their status, and they're using that, and it's just increasing a lot of pollution in Seoul as a whole.
Oh, it's also due to the geography of Korea, apparently, because it's like rugged and mountainous. And eligible areas for agriculture are also very limited. And in this regard, high density and vertical architecture in cities are quite prevalent.
Yeah.
So that's why they're in Seoul, like high rise apartments, they're quite common.
Yeah.
And it says by numbers of 2012, more than half the population accommodates in high-rise blocks, which has 15 stories or more. And similarly, nearly 40% of the population lives in apartments that have stories from 3 to 14. And less than 10% of all Korean residents live in 1 or 2-story buildings.
Do we have that sheet that had like we had urbanization, and then we had like the causes, and then we had at the end it's like why people don't want to change? What happened to that sheet?
I'm pretty sure I have
Didn't you guys take a photo of it?
So yeah, this is basically the iceberg model, and like I'll probably show a photo of this, but there's like 4 levels of the iceberg. There's events, which is on the top, patterns of behavior, system structure, and mental models. So the events is like what is happening, patterns of behaviors, what trends are there over time. System structure is how are parts related, like what influences the patterns, and mental models is what values, assumptions, beliefs shape the system.
And so the iceberg model is made because basically the deeper you go, the more effective
if you address it, it's more effective.
The more effective it'll become. And so basically if you focus on mental models of people, then it'll bring up the most change. And that's and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
As you go up the iceberg.
No, I think it's more that like the events are the visible parts that everyone sees on the outside. But in fact, there's also like deeper levels as you go down that affect the ones above it.
Yeah.
So like events, it like depends on patterns of behavior, depends on system structures, and that depends on mental models. So in the end, it all goes down to mental models, and that's what we should be changing, like focus on changing in order to change the actual events that happen, like that we see.
Yeah.
I guess we can talk about, so let's just run through the list of what we have for each one. So for like events, we have like mass building and apartments, and increase in inequality. I don't know what that means.
Probably inequality in housing.
Oh, in housing? Okay.
Yeah.
Probably.
Patterns of behavior, we have rural to urban migration, real estate, and poor housing qualities. For system structure, we have population growth, increase in job opportunities in cities, and for mental models, bigger living space, better quality of life, and materialism due to disposable income. So I guess first of all, we should explain like the terms. So first, disposable income is like any extra income you have from having, what is it, middle class? From being middle class most of the time.
Because of Seoul's like rapid I guess economic development, people have had more access to disposable income.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the main factors why.
And because of Seoul's development and resulting in a better quality of life, which will result in better healthcare, therefore having a bigger population, which also results in having more buildings. Therefore, urbanization's a thing.
Oh my god, that was like a perfect geography kind of statement.
Yeah, it was.
Imagine taking geo.
I guess we should talk about rural to urban migration, which you can probably like understand, but basically a rural area is area like farmlands or lots of less structures like cities, while urban is precisely the opposite, city structures. And yeah, generally urban has a lot more densely populated areas, while rural is more sparsely populated. It's more nucleated. And yeah, that's pretty much. I think we ran through all the terms there. I think people can generally get the assumption of population growth from context.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are like the problems, and so okay.
Oh yeah. So
I
it's
guess
like for the SDG, if we change like one thing, it would be like changing a lot of this SDGs. And so with that, I actually saw a video during the sustainability where it's like was it wait, what was there was like mosquito and like malaria problems in was it Indonesia?
One of them.
It was like one of the countries. And so
Southeast
the
Asia,
United
probably.
yeah, somewhere Southeast Asia. So the United Nations decided to like use DDT and mass extermination of mosquitoes. However, with that causes extermination of wasps, which leads to like a rapid increase in population of woodworms, I believe, wood lice. And so with that, houses, like the roofs were collapsing on them because their houses were made of that, or like plant-based material that the wood lice were cutting. And then not only that, that caused an increase in like mice population,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
yeah, it caused a lot of health problems and missing problems too. And then so with that, the United Nations thought carefully and decided to send cats to counter the mice.
Yeah, wasn't it on like parachutes? They send like cats on parachutes.
Yeah, they send the cats on parachutes.
Yeah.
I forgot where the mouse came from. Was it? I mean, rats came from.
I think where did they come from?
I forgot. It wasn't like.
Maybe no, maybe it was because of the wood lice or something. Because of the increased population of them, like the mice had more, I guess, like prey to feed on, and that's why they increased the population as well.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I guess that
okay.
so yeah, I guess that kind of shows how all the sustainable development goals are related. So like in this case, what was it? What was it at the very start? Like it was some sort of disease, was it?
Malaria.
Malaria.
Yeah, so like health is related to, I guess, like life on land or something.
Mm-hmm.
And like everything's kind of interrelated. Yeah,
Oh,
do you guys want to talk about the thing that we did on the roof?
the triangle.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
triangle
Yeah.
activity. We
So
have to form groups of three without signaling to anyone. We have to form groups of three, and basically the whole point of the exercise was if we form we form the triangle with someone else, and basically everyone chains off the single three triangle in the center. And as one person moves, everyone else would move. It's
Yeah.
basically showing the interconnectedness of the different SDGs.
yeah.
Mm.
You can basically connect every STG in like a different type of way, even if it's obscure. You can still technically connect them through other STGs. So
And also because as we were doing it, if one person moved, then everyone else had to move as well. And that kind of showed if one thing is affected, then that affects all the other goals as well.
So for example, if you don't address no poverty, it will affect the health issue, the feeding one, and life on land, life on water too. So yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, and it was displayed in the model where we did where we talked about the different and we talked about like how the environment is like the foundation, followed by society and economy.
Oh yeah, there was this like pyramid, and I think environmental was on the bottom, then it was societal, and then it was economic.
Mhm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of showed how we need to first, I guess, pay attention to our environment and make sure that is up to a good standard before we can start addressing social needs. And if society is good, then we can start thinking about economic problems.
yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that was it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think a lot of countries kind of just are skipping the environment bit.
I think
Yeah,
every country's really skipping the environment bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
But,
they
like,
didn't realize that that's the
Yeah.
foundation of everything.
I mean, like, there's
Ooh.
some countries which are improving on their like
Yeah.
greenhouse gas emissions.
I mean, Germany's
have-
doing pretty good.
Germany's, I think, the leading example.
I guess to be honest, it's because they're addressing like short-term needs instead of
Yeah.
thinking about it more long-term.
I think the problem is also that since different countries are in different developing, like they're in different development
Stages,
stages, that the higher income countries can't expect the lower income countries to do the same because it wouldn't be because
that's
they
so
aren't
true.
exactly the best example of what to do. For example, like for America, they're basically complaining to like China, for example, about how they should work on their environment, but it's kind of a different stage of development.
But like
Mhm.
America is not doing anything about their
Yeah,
own.
they're not doing anything about it. Yeah, so it's just kind of like it's hypocriticism.
Mm.
So that's
Yeah,
why
and
we need
also
leading
it's like,
countries.
yeah, and it's also how like some countries, like some wealthier countries, they send like what is it? They send like their rubbish to like lower income countries as well,
Yeah.
and that just increases the problem.
Yeah.
Although
yeah.
it makes it seem better, the situation seems better in the high income countries. In the end, it doesn't benefit the planet overall.
Wasn't there an example that
Yeah.
Miss G gave us where like there was the
Yeah,
US
it was,
sent like
I forgot what it
tomatoes,
was.
they planted tomatoes in Africa or something.
Oh yeah.
And they
but
spent
then
so long growing the
Oh, really?
tomatoes and then the hippos ate the tomatoes.
Yeah.
And it was to
Oh,
show that like
what?
other countries don't know what's best for other countries.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I have another case study for like regard to what you guys talked about. So basically, like the president of Brazil wants to cut down a lot of like the Amazon forest for like development and such. However, because the Amazon forest is a large carbon sink, or like it's a forest that like has the ability to absorb carbon, and by cutting those down, it would not only like decrease the ability to absorb it, but it would release a lot of it, which is like a major problem. However, in defense, they claim that England, France, and etc. had to cut down their forests to go in the next stage of industrial revolution and like develop from there. So that's what their defense was. Yeah.
Wasn't their argument like to develop they need to cut down the rainforest or something?
Yeah, that was the main thing.
It's understandable.
It's true technically.
It's understandable because they're not like they
Yeah.
can't develop as quickly as other countries because that's one of their main resources.
Yeah.
So it's true. It's understandable. It's a fair reason. It's just
It's still not good. It's just not a good situation.
Yeah, it's not ideal, I guess.
I think we should have other countries help other countries, like richer countries being able to help poorer countries. Like giving them what they want instead of just giving them what they think they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, linking this back to urbanization, we can now talk about the benefits of what we can benefits of urbanization and how we can implement other positives, other inventions to improve urbanization. I guess
like solutions.
Yeah, solutions. Yeah. Just
I have that.
For you guys that don't know, like the question that we had, the group for project was how can we use physics and environmental science to make buildings more energy efficient and sustainable? So that kind of links towards like SDG like 11 and sustainable cities. And so although this doesn't relate to Seoul specifically, I think it's still I think it's more important to be honest because it can relate to like all the cities around the world.
Yeah.
So for example, so I study physics and so I researched how physics can be used to make cities more eco-friendly. And one of the examples was LED lighting.
Yeah.
And so the term LED stands for light emitting diode. And hang on, wait, I'm gonna just skip all that and go to how it's okay. So it's basically more energy efficient than traditional methods of lighting. And they're 80% more efficient than fluorescent and incandescent lights. And in fact, LEDs turn 95% of their energy into light, while only 5% is wasted as heat.
That's pretty good.
LED lighting also don't contain any toxic substances. And they provide a better quality of light distribution and they have a longer lifetime. and they last 6 times longer than other types of lights, which reduces the need for frequent replacements.
Andy?
Oh no, it's still hers.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. So that was LED lighting, and there's also this thing called thermal modeling. And so a thermal model is a 3D computer simulation that can predict how the temperature in a building will vary from room to room. And so thermal models can help buildings become more sustainable by conducting year-long simulations and experimenting with different materials and placements for walls, windows, ceilings, and roofs. And this allows architects to choose the most effective materials and structures to smooth out temperature variations as much as possible and use the natural day-night heating and cooling cycles of the building to minimize the need for artificial heating, cooling, and air conditioning. And so it basically reduces like a building's overall carbon footprint by reducing like the energy consumption of buildings.
Mm.
And so after that, it was just like a case study thing. I don't think we need to go through that. And yeah, I think that was it. Do you want to talk about the albedo effect, Andy?
Yeah, I also have like something else to talk about afterwards, but yeah, let's talk about the albedo effect. So basically, the albedo is the reflection of solar radiation compared to all solar radiation that entered the Earth from the sun, measuring it from a scale to 0, which is black, to 1, which is white. And so, like, the more lighter the shade, the more to reflect. And with the problem of urban cities is that a lot of people would have, like, okay, so I'm just gonna pick this one example. A lot of people would tend to have their cars black or dark colored. And there's also asphalt, which is roads, which is black too. And with that on top of concrete and etc., they would absorb more heat from the sun because they have such low albedo effect. And so the problem with that is with that heat, the global winds, I forgot what they're called specifically, but they would like through like temperature circulation around the Earth, a lot of it would go towards the north, where they would melt the north poles, or I guess south. They couldn't go towards the south pole. They would melt the ice, and that would cause a decrease in albedo because snow and ice reflects 90% of the sunlight. And then the cause of that would have like a positive feedback loop, which means it gets worse and worse. So more melting of water, increased heat absorption in the oceans, and then like the same capacity or increase from rapid urbanization would continuously make it worse. And the problem with that is not only the ocean rising, but it would affect the climate in terms of intensifying hurricanes and storm, which is pretty significant. And to address this, I used an experiment, different gradient of color between colors. Okay, I said it weird, but basically, if you like, what I found out is that if you paint like lighter colors, you would significantly decrease the heat absorption. So yeah, that's the albedo effect. And the other thing I was going to talk about is the infiltration rates. And so, you know how like the rain drops, and it's like if the city doesn't have proper drainage system, the soil wouldn't be able to like absorb it, right?
Yeah.
So not only would that cause like poor sanitation problems and flooding, but poor infiltration rates would cause soil to weaken underneath it, and the city's foundations would get worse eventually. And the other problem is that because of poor sanitation, the health of the people and everything there would get worse. I think just based on my memory. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And to address this, there was a building. I'm not sure if it's in Singapore where they would have like the top covered in plants, and they would have like collect water from the rain. Not only would they use the water, but they would also like
Oh yeah,
absorb
yeah,
it.
they're called green roofs.
Yeah, green roof. Well, that wouldn't necessarily address the foundations weakening due to soil not being able to collect water, but it can address the flooding issues in a way by like having more of the water absorbed instead of like going through pipes to the ground, which like in turn causes like um, blockage in pipes and sewage.
Yeah, I think no, we actually did this in the Group 4 project. If you scroll down, there's like blue-green roofs. I talk about that. Yeah, so blue-green roofs are basically they're green because plants can grow on the flat roof, and blue because they slow the water's course by retaining it on the roofs of structures rather than allowing it to drain away from hard, impermeable surfaces. And like benefits of a blue-green roof include the fact that they provide natural ecosystems for wildlife, and so they increase biodiversity in the cities. And they additionally allow plants to grow on the roof, which insulate the top of the building. And this reduces the heat leaving the building in winter, making it more energy efficient. And also like the rainwater can be recycled and used in the building for toilet flushing or cleaning, which saves water and energy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
And
is
then
that
what
you
else is
guys'?
there? No, there's also hang on. Oh wait, there's loads of other stuff. Okay, I'll talk about solar panels, and yeah, and I think we can finish there. Okay, we won't talk about the bio stuff because to be honest, I have no idea like what they did.
The bio stuff is just plants absorbing CO2.
Yeah, I think they just. I mean, that should be pretty self-explanatory, you know.
Yeah.
Plants absorb CO2.
Yay.
Carbon sink.
CO2 becomes oxygen.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, anyways, solar panels. So apparently 40% of global energy, oh no, I got that wrong. Wait, buildings use around 40% of global energy, and they're responsible for approximately 1/3 of greenhouse gas emissions due to the consumption of energy produced by fossil fuels. And so, therefore, like one of the best ways to make a building environmentally sustainable is to use alternate sources to fossil fuels to provide the energy needed to construct and manage a building. And so that's why many buildings nowadays are using solar panels. And the solar panels are basically they're composed of thousands of small voltaic, I don't know how to pronounce that, cells, which can convert sunlight into energy. And these are environmentally sustainable because they don't use water, and they reduce air pollution, and they also help to slow climate change by by minimizing the use of by minimizing the use of fossil fuels, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Daniel, I think you should go next.
Really? Wait, before we continue, I just like to point out, I just looked up what the which country has the most solar panels, and it's apparently China.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I mean, that's where they're mostly manufactured. So it's probably like just cheaper. It's cheaper probably to buy them there.
Yeah.
Fair. And then it's the United States, then Japan,
Really?
then Germany.
United States?
Yeah.
I mean, the United
Nah.
States is big, Eric.
Yeah, but
I
like
guess.
And
they
I've
don't
heard,
give a
like-
crap about sustainability.
No, like I've heard like a lot of like solar panel farms in like Nevada.
Oh wait, you're right. The solar panel farms.
Yeah.
Okay, just for light humor, I remember there was a solar panel farm that got shut down because they were scared of sucking too much energy from the sun. This
Wait,
is in the
oh,
US.
Wait, there was a
I
queue?
Oh my
remember
That was in the US. I will
No
find the
way.
post.
That is
You're
like
joking.
wow.
And then it's Japan, Germany.
Yeah.
That's
Germany,
not
I think, was pretty
surprising. That's not
expected.
No
surprising at
surprise
all.
there, no surprise there.
And then India.
Ah.
India, I'm not too sure where that comes from.
I guess it's because they like to kind of use new technology. But
That's
I
true.
don't know.
India is
Yeah.
I'm sending the link in here.
Exactly.
I'm surprised South Korea isn't up there because I feel
Same.
like
I
yeah,
thought
I
South
feel like
Korea did
Korea.
pretty
It's
well.
because no, it's
Korea
just
as
because
well,
it's a small
like
country. Small country.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
um,
I see solar panels everywhere.
I think if we
yeah,
did
I
like
feel
solar
like
panels per
South
capita,
Korea, like the technology has advanced so rapidly,
yeah.
and so like solar panels, they're becoming like very common nowadays.
I see them like on like building roofs here, like one of the like those old ones, even like in the
Yeah,
slum areas. It's
yeah,
like
exactly.
damn.
Yeah. Like over the summer, I actually did a university research project where we basically talked about how to make kind of those slum areas like more energy efficient. And it's actually quite easy to make them more energy efficient. So we basically went there and we kind of, what was it? We like analyzed the site first. And then all we had to do was like provide LED lighting and things. And then it made their homes like much more energy sustainable. So yeah.
See, life's not that complicated.
What?
Man, I'm looking at the.
Life's not that complicated.
Okay, that was a bit of a far stretch, but sure.
I was looking at the article Eric sent.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's actually surprising.
Yeah, he said that he was worried that solar panels would stop photosynthesis, that it would scare away young people from the town.
Oh,
It would kill the town. It would cause cancer.
wow.
But the
You
sun
know,
is literally a infinite
that's some
nuclear
American
fusion.
stuff. That's some American stuff right there. We don't look at that with
Yep.
like a good scope. Okay,
North Carolina.
Daniel, what do you have to present now?
Not much actually, because we literally our group really just put on statistics and we're like, yeah, it's mismatch. We didn't even have anything to write about. We didn't do a presentation either. It isn't much because I don't remember what we did for our bio section was looking through a microscope for a long time, which
Oh,
was fun. And I don't
I
really have much.
guess. I
Yeah, I
mean,
guess.
I think that's like all for like urbanization, right? We've basically talked about everything.
I mean, our concluding points, or the only points that were written here was like Seoul is the best in waste disposal and healthcare, but worst in energy consumption. Seoul and Shanghai have a large public transportation system. Shanghai's education system is very developed. New York mostly uses private transportation instead of public transportations. Overall, they have all disadvantages and advantages. As all countries do something good and bad, it would be best if they follow positive sides of other countries to keep their city sustainable.
Oh.
That was our conclusion.
Ah.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But Eric,
Okay, well, first I have to put up a 3D model that Juna made for our
What?
project. She made a 3D model for our project.
Oh,
Oh.
Okay, so we wanted to focus on the actual structure of buildings. What is the best shape to create a building? So we created 3 different shapes. We created a pyramid. Wait, hold on, let me look through.
I remember this.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
you guys did
extremely
buildings, didn't
fun.
you?
It was extremely fun.
Nice.
Okay, so we
I
had a
remember
triangle, a cuboid, and a hexagonal pyramid. So what we found was the hexagonal pyramid was the most energy efficient due to the sun being able to hit it on other areas. Now the reason it was mostly efficient is that we found out that there was a new invention coming out within the next, I think it's in 2 years, which is solar panel windows. So it's clear solar panels, and we figured that we can make actual building out of clear solar panels. And if we could create a building that actually could basically absorb the most amount of sunlight with its shape, it would be very energy efficient. On top of this, we also looked at biophilia, which is basically the incorporation of plants with like urban environments. This is to help with like CO2 concentrations. And on top of that, there's a light, a kelp light that we thought of that was apparently 200 times better than a tree at absorbing CO2, basically like taking CO2 and turning it into oxygen.
Wait,
So that's
kelp, right?
A kelp light, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't want to explain how he did that because I don't think anyone needs to know that.
I mean, you guys' design is like.
Yeah,
really
I guess I could show
You can actually
like a photo
use
of
it in the future. Like you can.
Oh yeah, no, we did a lot. We also looked at the types of substances that would be really good to make a sustainable building. That was one of the things I focused on, which was, where did I put that? I'm looking at my doc right now, and what is going on here? No, that's not it. Okay, well,
Yeah.
let me talk about the chemistry behind the transparent solar panels. So basically, it's called TPC. TPC is transparent photovoltaic cells, which are invisible solar cells that transfer the visible light but absorb harmful UV light to generate electric power. This electric power can be used as invisible power source for window frames for mobile electronics. So overall, it's pretty good. And we also talked about biophilic interior design, which does not require a large budget and is also very economically sustainable, as there's a lot of natural light, airflow, and use of natural materials in our design that we actually made. I'll probably show off the design earlier on. Where is this? Why can't I find the
Alright,
research
can you send me
studies?
that document?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Oh, can I have it?
Sure. Okay.
Can you share it to me too?
Sure, like
Just share the link.
Wait, let me just create a copy of this. Okay, let me just first of all talk through this, and then I'll go through.
Yeah.
So, materials used. So we talked about one of the materials we could use for walls is ferroc, which absorbs carbon dioxide and is 5 times stronger than concrete. It's also renewable and made from recycled metal scraps and ground up glass. Ferric also weighs 10 to 25% less than brick and can be used for outer walls. Plant-based polyurethane rigid foam. It's basically a better insulant, and it's made from hemp, kelp, and bamboo. Its advantages are it's excellent at protecting against mold and pests, as well as sound insulation, heat resistant. Newspaper wood is basically it's a really nice looking wood. We're gonna make all our furniture out of it, and it's basically just made of newspapers. Like they literally just like glue newspapers together. Like okay, I'll send a photo of what this looks like. This looks really nice. Look at the idea.
For walls?
No, for furniture.
Oh, furniture.
So basically,
Oh.
it's wood that is made from newspapers by compressing old newspapers
wow.
and glue into thin layers until it forms wood grain textures. This is for
Wow.
interior design. So we also
How
incorporated
sturdy is that?
very
Yeah, that's
sturdy.
what I
As sturdy
wondered.
as wood.
Oh, it's wood basically. Huh?
It's pretty much the equivalent. Okay, clay bricks. So then we talk about clay bricks. Clay brick is a natural material made from water and clay and from the earth. It's very recyclable and entirely earth friendly. And the benefits, it's a very energy efficient material, and in the summer it keeps the house cooler, and in the winter traps the warmth for more extended periods. So for our overall house, we chose for the wall, which would be ferroc, the insulation, plant-based polyurethane rigid foam, and the material used for floors and furniture, newspaper wood, and the material used for clay bricks. So yeah, overall we talked about building structure and how you could actually incorporate more like actual like uses of our planet, like glass and metal, recycling things to actually create sustainable buildings.
Nice.
That's pretty much it.
all right.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or do we surprisingly use a lot of Group 4 project right now? It's just
mean,
like,
it's very
I
useful.
didn't
Gathered so much
yeah, I didn't even
information.
Few
like
groups. Yeah, we're relevant.
at the
to this
time. I
topic.
feel like I just wanted to get it over with.
No, I really enjoyed Group 4 Project. I
Yeah,
really
same.
enjoyed it.
I just hated the paint.
That was fine. I just looked through a microscope and discovered stuff. That was
Mm.
pretty.
We're at 46 minutes, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
They only
I saw through the
How long is
microscope.
it
They're so
usually?
cool.
An hour.
about an hour.
We
But
can
I'm going to
end
do
it.
a lot of editing on this one, so it'll probably be cut down to at least 40
We can end it
for
now.
now.
Oh, should we talk about the
We have to link it
document
back to urbanization. Should we talk about
we
what?
got? The document we got from our Inspire citizens.
No.
No, it's
No,
for our
no.
own episode. Well,
Ah,
We are not talking about inspiring citizen. I do not want to fall asleep.
no, like okay, fair enough. But that's
Gary's cutting this out anyway. It's
I hated Inspire Citizen more than anything else. Like I don't know. I've never had so much hatred for one thing in my life.
no, I just
Yeah,
don't like
it
how
was so
counterproductive it is.
irrelevant. Like I don't think we really needed it. It didn't benefit us at all.
It didn't teach us anything.
Exactly. Like
I never
Oh,
understood
gosh.
the moral of the lesson.
Yeah,
It was
I mean, Group 4 project like did so much better for practical work on.
Hmm.
we
That was
definitely
just teaching us how to do like experiments and stuff. That was like
It's how to do a research paper.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though. We
Okay.
learned stuff.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I don't want to do much more editing, so can we just link this back and maybe end it or something? I don't know.
sure.
Yeah.
Wait, how?
How are we gonna
Just
link it
link
back?
We're
Yeah.
gonna link it back.
I guess we talk
Sure.
about the ideas that we incorporated and how we could actually talk about it and like incorporate it into future urbanization. and future
Mhm.
cities?
Yeah, so I guess in terms of Seoul, we could make like buildings more energy sustainable by implementing the factors, the like things that you talked about and the things that we talked about like building material wise as well as like lighting, solar panels and all that. But as for like the issue of urbanization, I doubt that will get any better in the near future because Seoul is still kind of in the process of developing, and I don't think it will slow down anytime soon. But I
No, it
guess
definitely
linking
won't.
back to the iceberg model, I think it'll be better if we kind of target like people's
Idea.
morals and kind of not like I guess try and influence their way of thinking in order to kind of change the events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have anything to say?
I think that's good.
I think actually very good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed. That.
Thank you.
Maybe Davin will return another time. We do not know.
Mhm.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Thank you for Devin
It's been
for
very
joining us
fun.
today.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Try and be more sustainable in your life. Just attempt
yes.
it.
Yeah.
Spread awareness in Discord or any other social media platform.
Discord
Oh,
sponsorship.
nice.
Sponsor us.
They want to say it because we're on a special episode, but okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay. Anyways, I
Okay.
hope you enjoyed this sustainability special.
Mhm.
Yeah. And thank you.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.